Hi, my name is Keara Mulkern, and for my senior project, I did lessons with Ms. Ball's first grade class. So my essential question was, how can I conduct successful, engaging, and globally inspired lesson plans to teach elementary school students? So I chose this project back in the fall. Ms. Bartley actually introduced it to me because it was done in the past by Maggie Doherty. She was a Global Scholar. I'm also part of the Global Scholars program, and this fulfills the requirement to complete a senior project that's globally inspired in some way. I was very happy to take this on because I enjoy working with students, and it would give me an opportunity to work with a teacher that I had in the past, so I was very excited about that as well. So for developing my plan, I knew that I needed to choose a teacher to work with, reach out to them, choose a mentor. I was going to connect my research reports with my lesson plans. So for each one, I would research different lessons that I would do just to get that out of the way, and I could use the information that I researched for my different presentations. Then I would conduct those lessons, and then I could reflect on each one and use that to move on to my next one, add things, change things, and then overall just reflect on all of them at the end. So for my mentor, I chose Miss Ball because she is ultimately the teacher that I chose to work with. She was my first grade teacher, so I already had a personal connection to her. And then also I knew that her and Miss Doherty were already aware of the project, and I could reach out to them and they would already kind of know how it went and what I would need from them and how they could help me. And I knew that they would both be very kind and reliable throughout my whole project. So I thought that would be a great option for a mentor. For my different lesson topics, I chose winter holidays around the world, school lunches around the world, sports around the world, and then outdoor games around the world. I wanted to do things that the kids could relate to, so like school lunches, sports, they could obviously relate those to their own lives and then connect and compare to the things that they eat for school lunch, the holidays they celebrate, games they play, all that type of stuff. So I thought that those were a good variety of different lesson topics. So these are some photos from our presentations. For each one, I included the lesson itself, so I chose to just do slideshows. I thought that was easy, informative, easy to follow along, and I could really control how much information was on each thing to make sure it wasn't too little, too much. And then each slideshow included a movement break. We really liked Danny Go, and then we also did some Jack Hartman also, and I tried to connect those to the lesson. So I know for our sports around the world, we did different Olympic movement. So we had some skiing and stuff like that. That was really fun. We did a Danny Go on food for when we did school lunches around the world. And I thought that was just a good way to connect that part of it as well. And then we always ended each lesson with an activity. So I have some pictures here. These are from when we did winter holidays around the world. I just printed out some coloring sheets with the different ones we did. We have Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, New Year's, Diwali, and they just got to color them after we talked about each one. This was my favorite, and I think that the kids like this one too. We did create your own bento box dream lunch, and the creativity definitely came out with this one. They really liked it. I really liked this one too. I don't have pictures of the other ones, but we also did some word searches and stuff like that. So I tried to change it up, keep it interesting. But I think this one was definitely a hit. I liked this one a lot. So I included a timeline of some of my important dates. My initial meeting with Ms. Ball was October 27th. This is when we talked about her being my mentor and how we would kind of work around both of our schedules. My first lesson with her class was December 8th, and then I did my first mentor report the 10th. And then my second lesson was January 28th. My second mental report was March 9th. And then my third lesson was March 26th. And I just did my final one on May 4th. So Millis core values and beliefs, vision of a graduate. For communication, I had to talk with Miss Ball, obviously, working out times to meet with just her individually, and then coming in and doing my lessons with the class. And then obviously teaching lessons. I have to get up in front of the class and communicate with them and answer questions and try to spread the information on the slides in a way that is good for them. Collaboration, it kind of goes with that as well, just coming up with times to meet. And Miss Ball was very helpful in collaborating on coming up with different ideas for my presentation and stuff like that. We had a whole document where we shared ideas and we just were able to go back and forth in our emails. She was very helpful. Critical thinking, with finding reliable sources with good information that's fit for elementary school students, but also informative and not just like putting random information on a slideshow. And then character, just trying my best to be a good role model while I'm up there and like presenting in front of them. So for successes in the project, I think that a big success was being able to communicate with Miss Ball easily throughout emails and just our meeting in person and everything. She was great about answering any questions I had. We would talk after my presentations and she would give me advice, things that I could work on, things that were good, things that the kids enjoyed, so I would know what I should keep doing, what I can change, and that was really, really helpful. I also feel like I was able to create lessons that I was proud of. I think that they had a good variety of different topics, information, places around the world, and that was something that I think I was able to do a good job with, because I didn't want to keep doing like the same countries and stuff like that. I think that was really good. And then overall, I think that I just am able to walk away feeling like I taught the kids things, but also taught myself stuff too. There was definitely a lot I learned, not just about like the information in my presentations, but just about working with kids and stuff like that. And I think that was really fun. And then challenges, definitely we had to work around both of our schedules. I know that like the high school schedule and then obviously the elementary isn't the same when like classes end and stuff like that, because they don't have blocks like we do and stuff like that. So working around that and different lunches and recess and stuff like that was challenging at times, but we definitely got past it. I think also there were moments when I would procrastinate a little bit when creating my actual presentations for the kids. Even if I had all the information, I would kind of wait a little bit to create the slideshow, and that's something that I could have worked on because I liked to send it over to Ms. Ball and Ms. Doherty before, just so they could take a look at it, say, this looks good, or I would change this. And I think that there was times I kind of could have done that a little bit quicker, but overall I think it worked out. And then I found it challenging at times to find information that was both informative but also suit for first graders. I know I already talked about that a little bit, but like I didn't want to be putting information on the slides that they wouldn't understand, or I like would need too much explaining. I wanted it to just be simple and easy to follow along and fun to learn about and stuff like that. So what would I change? I think that I would possibly start lessons a little bit earlier in the year to fit more in. I think that doing 4 was good, but I would have loved to do a little bit more. Again, working around schedules and stuff like that made it a little bit hard, and then working around breaks and everything. I tried to do just about 1 a month, and that worked out pretty well, but I definitely would have loved to go a couple more times. And then I did submit everything on time, but this goes along with the procrastination bit. I think that for myself, I need to strive to submit things early, not just on time, because then I'm not stressed about due dates and everything like that. But overall, I think that everything worked out fine. Would I recommend this project? Yes, absolutely. I think that whether a rising senior is a global scholar or not, this was an awesome project. Going over and working with the elementary school was so fun, and also it gives you an opportunity to work with a former teacher that maybe you had, maybe you didn't have, and I think that was awesome. It's not a very demanding project, but it's a rewarding one. I really feel like it was fulfilling for me, and I hope for them, and it was just something that I really enjoyed. And I want to say thank you to Ms. Bartley for giving me the idea for this project, and also to Ms. Ball and Ms. Doherty for allowing me to come in and share, and to their wonderful class for allowing me to do my lessons with them. They were awesome, and they're so respectful. And that's why we're excited. And questions?